The silence in the Aethelburg Memory Archive was a physical thing. A dense, sterile hum that filled the space between the towering server stacks. Elara moved through the cold, blue-lit aisles, her soft-soled boots whispering against the polished floor. Her world was one of ghosts, meticulously cataloging the digital echoes of the departed. She was a curator of souls. Or so she told herself on the good days. On the bad days, she felt more like a glorified janitor, sweeping up the psychic detritus of the dead. Her station was a crescent of frosted glass and light, floating in the dim vastness of the archive's main chamber. Beyond the transparent dome of the viewport, the marbled curve of earth turned in serene, indifferent silence. She was alone, as always. The facility's AI, a presence she'd named Linnaeus for its love of classification, handled the bulk of the processing. Her job was quality control and final sorting. It was soul-crushingly monotonous. Linnaeus. Q next batch. Deceased. Non-legacy. Category. Ephemeral. Her voice was hoarse from disuse. Acknowledged. Archivist Elara. A calm, androgynous voice replied from the air around her. Batch 734 Gamma is ready for review. Estimated duration: 4 hours, 12 minutes. Quote, a cascade of shimmering thumbnails, each representing a digitized memory, bloomed across her console. Most were flagged for compression and deep storage. The unimportant moments of a lifetime deemed unworthy of individual preservation. A birthday party from age 6, blurred with cake and noise. The frustrating search for a lost set of keys. The view from a daily commute. The mundane flotsam of human existence. Elara tapped the first one. A jumble of sensations flooded her neural link. The taste of burnt toast. A feeling of mild panic. The sound of a traffic alert. She categorized it. Anxiety mundane. And swiped it away. The next, a heated argument in a language she didn't recognize. Conflict interpersonal. Swipe. A child's laughter. Joy fleeting. Swipe. Her fingers moved with automated precision. Her mind a million miles away. Perhaps down on that blue and white marble. In a place where the air had weather and things could be touched. She was a ghost among ghosts. Then she opened Echo number 8, 211, batch 734 Gamma. The world dissolved. The sterile hum of the archive was replaced by the rhythmic crash of waves. The scent of salt and damp sand filled her nostrils. A shocking, visceral intrusion. She felt a warm, gritty breeze on her skin. Before her, an endless expanse of ocean stretched to a hazy horizon. The water a deep, shifting turquoise under a late afternoon sun. And she was not alone. She was looking through someone else's eyes. She could feel the weight of his body, the slight ache in his lower back from sitting too long on the sun-warmed rock. His gaze was fixed not on the horizon, but on the water lapping at the shore a few feet away. There was no grand emotion, no profound revelation, just a deep, resonant sense of contentment. A perfect, uncomplicated peace. It was a feeling so foreign to Elara it was almost painful. The memory was short, just 30 seconds. The sound of the waves. The feel of the breeze. The sight of the water. The profound peace. Then it looped. Again. The waves. The breeze. The water. The peace. Again. Elara blinked. The sterile archive snapping back into focus. Her heart was hammering against her ribs. She took a shaky breath. The processed air of the facility tasting thin and dead compared to the ocean salt. Linnaeus. Display metadata for Echo number 8, 211. Quote, text shimmered on the glass. Backquote source. Deceased. Donor _ID. Redacted legacy waiver. Memory _tag. None. Emotional _valence. Neutral positive. Flagged for deep storage. Backquote. Deceased. Of course. They all were. But this didn't feel like a memory from a finished life. It felt alive. It felt now. Her finger, which should have been swiping to the next echo in the queue, hovered. Instead, she tapped the file again. The ocean returned. The warmth. The peace. For 30 perfect seconds. Elara was not an archivist in a silent orbital tomb. She was a person. On a rock. Watching the sea. When it ended, the return to her reality was a physical blow. She should move on. There were 3 hours and 58 minutes of cataloging left. She played it again. And again. The 4th time, she noticed something she'd missed. As the man's gaze shifted slightly, just a fraction, she caught a reflection in the corner of his. There. Vision. A blur of color on the wet sand. A small, red plastic shovel. Half buried. Forgotten by some child. A detail. A clue. Linnaeus. She said, her voice barely a whisper. Run a deep-level spectral analysis on echo number 8. 211. Isolate and enhance the anomalous reflection at timestamp 00:00:17. Quote, processing. Linnaeus replied, Archivist. This analysis exceeds standard review protocol. It requires a Grade 2 security clearance. Do you wish to proceed? Quote, Elara's throat went dry. Breaking protocol was a terminable offense. Her life was here. In this silence. It was all she had. But the memory of the warmth. The salt. The peace. It was an antidote to the silence. It was a key to a door she hadn't known was locked. She looked at the frozen image of the ocean on her screen. The ghost of a red shovel barely visible. Yes. Elara said. Her voice firm now. A decision made in the space between one heartbeat and the next. Proceed. Quote,